Welcome back, everybody, to our series regarding the 2019 NoDQ.com Hall of Fame. Aaron Rift here, along with good old JM Jeff Meacham. We will be discussing the female superstar category for the Hall of Fame. We have, from 2016, Trish Stratus. She was the first person to go in. I think you would agree that she should be the first person.
Having just re-met her and how awesome she is, yes, definitely.
We had Lita go in 2017, Trish's bestie.
Which, again, if Trish is going to go in, Lita's going to go in the year after. Same thing happened at WWE Hall of Fame. They were in back-to-back, so there you go.
And then last year, 2018, we had AJ Lee, who many could argue she helped get the Divas Revolution going in 2013, 2014.
Yeah, she really kicked off what ended up becoming the Women's Revolution. So
I really like these picks so far for the female superstar category.
I do too. It's just this year it feels like they were voting more for year-end awards than they were for as far as nominations go. But I'll read them off. We have Becky Lynch, we have Sable, we have Charlotte Flair, Sunny, Asuka, and Alundra Blaze. Now, from my personal point of view, if you take Asuka's year of dominance and that's her whole career, then maybe she belongs here.
That's up there with...
Then maybe she belongs here. But her time on the roster since she came up to SmackDown has been a complete disaster, I think, personally. I think they've booked her terribly. It's not her fault. I'm not saying it's her fault. I think, much like many people that come up from NXT, she's been booked kind of really, very, very poorly on the main roster, if you want to call it, because NXT is kind of its own thing now. But so Asuka, I don't think belongs in this particular category, in my own personal opinion. Alundra Blaze, Medusa's great. I just don't know if her legacy is trashing the title.
Pretty much.
I love Deuce. She's great. She's a wonderful pick for this category. I just don't know if her ultimate legacy is going to be the pioneering of the women's division that she did and doing all the things she did in the AWA and WCW and the WWF. It's going to be walking out of that episode of Nitro and putting that title belt in the trash can. Is that Hall of Fame worthy? I don't know. She's in the WWE Hall of Fame, so maybe I'm just being an asshole. I don't know. Sunny. Yes. Yes, she's got personal struggles. Yes, she can't stay out of jail. Yes, she can't, seem to put down the bottle or whatever. But you know what? Without Sunny, there's no Sable, who's also on this list this year. Without Sable, there's no reinvigorated women's division in the late 90s, early 2000s. And without that, there's no Trish, there's no Lita, there's no Jackie, there's no Ivory, there's no any of them. So Sunny kind of blazed that path. So I think she belongs here, as does Sable. Sable brought the women's wrestling into the mainstream. She wasn't a technically sound wrestler or anything, but she was in Playboy. She was on mainstream television. She was, she did her thing. The only reason Chyna's not in this category is because she's in the next category.
Right.
But she belongs in both. I personally believe that. She could be the Ric Flair. She could be the two-time Hall of Famer, if anything.
Oh, jeez.
So, and then and then Charlotte and Becky. I love both Charlotte and Becky. I do. But they're current superstars. They've only been on the WWE roster a grand total of 4 years.
Right.
They're not. They will probably both end up in the Hall of Fame someday. But are they there now? I don't believe so.
Well, if I'm looking at strictly the body of work, I think the person who has accomplished the most at this point, I think it, quite frankly, is down to Charlotte and Becky Lynch, and obviously both of them still have more to come.
Right.
I'm going to go with Charlotte right now, just because I think she has been, for the past 5 years, she has been
standard bearer,
pretty much the top female superstar in WWE. She's been there at the top, and she's really made her own legacy in such a relatively short amount of time. Although, really, when you look at the shelf life of a lot of these female performers, like Sable was only around a few years, Sunny was only around a few years. 5 years is a long time when you compare Charlotte's run to a lot of the other women in WWE.
Right.
I'd like to see people like Sensational Sherry on this list.
Sherry, and as much as Moolah was controversial over the last couple of years, she did a lot. And I think, I don't think our audience will vote for Moolah.
Right.
It's hard for me to say I would because of what we know now, but she's up there. But, Sherry, definitely Sherry. People, I actually was thinking about this before you came in the door today. I was thinking about somebody that gets kind of overlooked, but had a decent little run there with Jim Crockett, Baby Doll. I always love Baby Doll.
I don't think she would get the votes, though.
I think because our audience isn't familiar with Baby Doll. But I love Baby Doll. She's great. But of this group, I think our audience is going to pick Charlotte.
Oh, I think they're going to pick Becky, but again, they're going to go with the popular
Charlotte gets
person.
Grossly overlooked, even at Mania. People forget. People keep saying, Becky beat Ronda. It's like, yeah, but Charlotte was in that match too, and I dare say, without Charlotte, that match isn't near as special.
All right, well, there you have it. So go ahead and vote over at NoDQ.com.